Namaste. Welcome to Wise Out Career Guide. When we think of culinary schools, the obvious options that come to our mind are chefs who are working in hotels and restaurants or starting up their own venture. Today, we have a very special guest with us who is going to tell us about a possible third option that he's explored in his career. Let's hear from him. What is this option and how did his journey begin in this line? Welcome, Chef. We have
Yeah, thanks,
Chef
Neha.
Anip Kumar with us. So, sir, before we get into your journey, I would like to first understand what has been your educational background.
So, Neha, I am from a very small town. I'm from Bihar, very small town. So, there the kids are don't have too much of option, right? So, once you done your 12th, either you have to go for engineering or medical, or you have to look for some government job. So, I have
Mhm.
chosen hotel management as my career. So,
Okay.
so it was a little different in Bihar actually, but I'm totally today. I'm proudly I can say that I have chosen the right path, and I'm a chef today.
So, sir, when you say you're coming from a small town, and yes, that pressure of either being an engineer, doctor, or, when it comes to Bihar, a government job, especially the IAS and the IPS, how did you manage to find out about this entire different world and then, persuade your family to let you do this?
Yes. So I think it was a tough call for me, right? So when I once I finished my 12th, then I for the brief period of time I prepared for some engineering coaching and all, and then I realized that no, I want to do something different in my life. So yes, to be very honestly, chef, I don't want to be a chef to at all. Means this just didn't come to my mind at all. But
Okay.
again, what happens, I did some research. I was looking for some third career options. Then I'm to be very honest with you, right? So I got a chance to appear for this examination. I got selected. Then after the selection, I was just thinking, should I join it or not? Then I said, let's take a chance and let's do it. So nothing was planned. I got selected, and I able to convince my parents also fine. So I will do good here. So I don't want to be an engineer at all. So that was the because my family is having lots of doctor engineers and ISS all are there. So I was looking for something different, and fortunately I got selected and I opted for this, and I able to convince my parents and everybody there.
Okay, sir. So, after your culinary school, the obvious choices are yes, the hotel and restaurant. And I think some 15, 20 years back, starting your own venture was also something which is very risky and scary. It wasn't as easy as it is now. So, how did you decide to be in the corporate world being a chef? How did that happen?
So yes, actually the things looks better from the other side actually. So I think hotel jobs are very very demanding actually, to be very honest with you. And literally I don't have, because I come from a very different background, so I didn't have any problem with that. But again, from today's kid, when I see my kid, my son, for them, working for 12 hours a day sometimes become a little challenging for them. But for my time, it was quite okay. I was quite okay with that. But again, what happens after a certain time, your job becomes very monotonous, right? So I got selected for Nirula's as a kitchen management trainee. Then I work for the hotels. Then I work for the cruise lines. I travel 49 countries. But I just realized
Wow.
that I'm doing the same thing every day, right? There's nothing new in my life. Then all of a sudden, I got a call from one of the India's biggest cafe chain, and then they asked me, do you know food cost? How to calculate the food cost? You have any idea about the vendor management? Do you have any idea about the supply chain? Then I thought, why they're asking me these questions? Then I realized that this is, because nobody knows food better than me, because and then I thought that I can handle this supply chain. I know the food cost. I can develop a new recipes and all. So I come out from my comfort zone, and I took this as a challenge, and I joined this company. I was very young that time. I thought, let's try it. It's click for me. It's fine. Otherwise, again, I will come back to my hotel industry.
Come
From
back to.
but after joining that company, I realized that the world is much much bigger actually, and there are much bigger things to do in my life. So
Mhm.
so that's how it's come, and then from that company, then I move on, move on, move on, and I work for one of the biggest company in the globe, and I started my own venture. So things are going on right, but it's all about coming out from your comfort zone and take a risk in your life, and then only you understand what this entire world is all about, because so many good things to.
Right, sir. So, sir, there are in today's date, a lot of companies which are into ingredient manufacturing for, various kinds of bakery needs. And they have started employing chefs for experimenting with various kinds of recipes for them to be able to share it with their, companies where they're supplying the hotels and the bakeries where they're supplying. So, what are the kind of job opportunities for freshers in that segment?
So this is definitely the one of the opportunities, right? So apart from if you are a chef, otherwise once you have done a hotel management, right? Because I know, because there are lots of your retail company like Reliance, Tata, and all, they are going for a campus hiring nowadays. Then again, there are
Mm-hmm.
lots of the BPOs like Genpact and all. During my time also, they used to come for the campus, right? Then the company
Mm-hmm.
like Jubilant and all. So now there are lots of opportunities are there. So, but only thing, you should not carry some burden in your mind that once you have done a hotel management, you will be a chef one day, or you will be working in the front office or housekeeping. There are lots of options are available now. Having a service background, your customer dealing, and you are taught day in day out how to talk to the customer, how to behave with them. I think these candidates, set of candidates, are really a very good choice, and they are really going to be a big asset for a company, retail company, and a company, internet company, because we understand customer handling, we understand food, and nowadays these two things are definitely the aviation is. I know there lots of places are joining aviation also nowadays. So so lots of options are now available nowadays.
Okay. So, sir, I understand you've started some venture of your own also.
Mhm.
So, what is that, if you could share a bit about it?
Yeah, so Neha, I'm almost spent 20 years in this industry, right? And fortunately, I got a chance to work with one of the biggest organization in India and in the globe. And I also get a chance to interact with number of bakers, number of food manufacturers all across India. And I'm really fortunate to, to get to receive such a warm welcome from all of them. And I know many of them by their name, whether from Jammu Kashmir to Tamil Nadu, and then again from Gujarat to Assam. On the daily basis, I receive more than 100 calls from the bakers. Right. So this industry has given me so many things. Now I thought it's time to give it back to the industry, right? I know the bakers, they are into this industry for the last almost 100 years. For the generation, they are into this industry. But when it comes to developing a new recipes, new
Mhm.
concept, your new layout, they're studying it a lot. So they don't know how, where to get the right information. And today, I'm
Mhm.
telling you, there is no such a platform, right? If you go to YouTube, Google, and all, you will, they are very good for the home bakers. But when it comes to the commercial bakers, nothing is there, because they need a very customized service, because it varies
Mhm.
from the equipments to their skill set to their ingredients. So they need a very
Right.
customized service, and unfortunately, they sometimes, they consult some, they try to get some consultant on board, and again, the quality of consultant nowadays, they are also not that great actually. Though I met one guy who has spent 2 crores worth of money for buying a wrong equipment actually. So this is a big
Oh
amount, and
God.
you can set up 5 beautiful bakeries out of that. So I thought now it's time to give it back to the industry. Then I'm going to, we have started along with my founder actually. E-food solution. So this is going to
Okay.
be a platform, and we are going to launch an app very soon, where the bakers can enroll. They have to very nominal charges they have to pay on a quarterly basis, and we are here to give solution to them, whether it's a new recipe, process, equipment, so inventory management. So it's a
Okay.
one-stop solution for all their bakery needs. And
Hmm.
and my team, along with my founder, his name is Sanjeev. So his
Okay.
bakery is all about science and arts. So as a chef,
Hmm.
I represent the art part of it, and Sanjeev is the food
Okay.
technologist, and he represents the science part of it. So it's a very good
Okay.
combination, and we are getting good response also from the bakers from all across India.
Oh wow. That, the technology is actually helping shrink the market and make the, you know, reachability more for the smaller bakers who are there and
Correct.
looking for something new. So, Chef, what are the job opportunities that you're ready to offer to the freshers?
Yes. See, the only thing I'm telling you, you have to come out from your comfort zone, right? This is very, very important. And you try because lots of opportunities are there, right? If you go to
Right.
LinkedIn, you go to Naukri, and you go to the company websites, the opportunities are there. Only thing,
Mhm.
sometimes we feel that no, we come from a different background, whether this job is suitable for me or not. But again, I
Mhm.
personally, I visited IHM Hyderabad, IHM, Pusa, IHM, Kolkata for the hiring for the campus. I hired more
Okay.
than 10 candidates from there. So the options are there. One thing is
Hmm.
that once you're in hotel management, that doesn't mean that you will become only a chef or only,
Right.
or a banquet manager or F&B manager. There are lots of
Hmm.
opportunities out there where just give it a try because as a fresher, still your entire life is there with you, right? So if you even fail
Right.
also, you will learn something, right? And I'm sure that because see, the hotel management is not only teaching you a culinary or not only the housekeeping or wine or something, you also study the management, you also study the nutrition there. They also teach you how to talk, how to behave uh, with a customer. Nowadays this service is very, very important for any company. So I'm sure
Right.
because the boys and girls will come up from the hotel management institute, I think they will
Hmm.
be a very big asset for any company. Only thing is that they have to keep little patience, and it's because normally it happens, it happens with me also. I hired a few guys, and once you work for a certain company, right? So what
Hmm.
happens, like the company like Nestle, once you into an Indian company like the Mondelez, Cadbury's, like Unilever and all, you will get job in those companies. Will have a better work-life balance. Your salary will be better. You will expose to a much a bigger audience, the bigger the qualified people. So there are lots of things you will learn in your life. So I always think first, even if you're starting with a career with the hotels, also spend some
Hmm.
time, learn the basic, and the moment you get a chance to work for some other sector or other whether it's the ingredient aviation or service,
Hmm.
please look for that option as well.
Okay. So you're saying you're starting first, few years, 4, 5 years, you should explore various kinds of roles that are available rather than being stuck in one, traditional role, whatever
Yes,
it may be
absolutely.
you decide to do.
Yes.
Okay. Chef, your one tip, to the freshers for being able to, make a successful career after their hotel management. What is that one tip that they should keep in mind, which will help them, through the years of their career?
Only two things. Life is very, very easy. It will become very, very easy for them, right? Come out of your comfort zone, right? This is very, very important, and take a risk in your life. And wherever you are joining, spend some time with that organization, right? If you're from the hotels, it's fine because if you want to continue your entire life in the hotels, but it's fine. You can do that as well. But suppose you are joining some Indian company or joining your, some aviation industry, you have to give at least 2 3 years time to understand that. Yes, you don't
Okay.
leave in between, learn the entire secret of that particular trade, then you move to the another industry. Like you will learn something in your life that eventually you will get benefit out of it some point of time in a career. So this is very, very
Okay.
important.
Okay. Thank you so much, Chef, for joining us today and sharing your experience and insight into the various roles available. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Neha, and I'm happy if somebody getting benefited out of it. So
Sure. Thank you, Chef. So that was Chef Anip Kumar sharing his experience and his journey with us. Yes, some 20 years back, breaking that barrier of, not joining engineering or MBBS was difficult. But if you will notice that, throughout his journey, he has been, doing what he said as a tip for the freshers, which is coming out of your comfort zone and understanding what are the options available for you. Today,
passing out from a hotel management course, and being part of a hotel is not your only option. We've had Miss Archie Agrawal, who is a chef and has started her own bakery in one of our previous videos, where she's, come out of the hotel industry and experimented with something else. We've had with, Miss Urvashi Singh, who's done her hotel management and worked in various aspects of the hotel. And now, Chef Anip Kumar, who's also shared the same thing that the other two had said, which is after your hotel management, the hotel or starting your own, setup in terms of a hotel or a restaurant or a bakery is not your only option. In today's date, corporate companies are hiring chefs for their own staff. For the ingredients companies, the number of chefs required for this job, for making experiments with newer recipes to be able to share with their clientele, is on a very high demand. So when you're sitting for your campus interviews, when you're thinking of a job after your hotel management or even during your hotel management, you need to have a look and understand this segment, which is exploding right now. With the tourism industry increasing, the airlines want their own chefs, the cruises require that, and these places will help you continuously innovate, learn new things, get more exposure than what you will get out of one establishment. So I hope you got a good learning out of this, understood the various options that are available to you. If you have any questions from Chef Anip Kumar, do write to us in the comments below and we'll get back to you. Also, do like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.